Where can realtors pick up business? Let's face it, that is the single biggest reason that realtors don't make it in this industry. And the statistics are and have always been, all 28 years that I've been licensed, that over 80% of newly licensed realtors will be out of the industry within 2 or 3 years. 80%. Why is that? They don't have enough business. Now, when you look at a typical real estate book, it's usually 300 plus pages, and they give you about 3 or 4 dozen different things to do to pick up business. Way too much information, and I am convinced, having worked 28 years as a realtor, that's why most realtors aren't successful. It's not that they don't want to be successful. It's that their brokers, their managers, and real estate books, and a lot of coaches have them scattered all over the place, and they're spending all kinds of time and money doing way too many things. I found it's really simple. There's 3 places to get business: for sale by owners, expireds, and your sphere, your past customers and people that you know. For sale by owners, expireds, and spheres, your sphere. Now, I'm here to tell you that an expired listing, expired homeowner is way better prospect than a for sale by owner, and there's 2 reasons for that. Number 1, that expired listing is way more likely to list at a reasonable price. Now, that's a fact. Why is that? Well, if you've ever worked for sale by owners, you know that almost every for sale by owner has this pie in the sky price they think their house is worth, and it's not. And that's why their house doesn't sell, and that's why eventually they end up listing it with a realtor. And for sale by owner, when you prospect them, they're probably going to talk to more than one agent. And if they talk to 2 or 3 agents and another agent gives them a price that's higher than yours, closer to what they think their house is worth, they're going to list with them every time. So to work for sale by owners, more often than not, you have to overprice them. Otherwise, you're spending a lot of time going after them, and they're going to end up listing with somebody else. Now, you don't want overpriced listings, so you don't want to overprice your listing to get a for sale by owner listed, that's for sure. And then the second reason is that for sale by owner sales process is a lot longer, the prospecting sale process, because they're not going to make a decision probably in the next week or 2, or even necessarily the next month. They may continue try for sale by owner for 4, 5, 6 plus months. The expired listing is going to make a decision right now, almost always within the next week or 2. Sometimes it extends, but most of the time they're going to. So you don't have to work them as long a time. So there's 2 reasons. The expired is going to more likely to list at a reasonable price than the for sale by owner, and the sales process to pick up that listing is a lot shorter. You either get it or you don't in a much shorter time. You don't have to work it as long. Now, what I'll also have to clear up here, because I'm sure a lot of you are thinking, well, Jim, there's not many expireds in our market. We just don't have expireds anymore. And that's true. There's not nearly as many expireds now as there were 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. But let me tell you something. I am a real estate coach, and I have been on over 150 different MLSs in this country. There are plenty of older expires. You can go back as much as 4 or 5 years and work those expires. Those are even better than the ones that just expired last week, because almost nobody's working them, the 3, 4, 5-year-old ones. And that house, those houses are worth a lot more now than they were 3, 4, or 5 years ago when they expired. So, and then once you're in business for a while, and if you stay in touch with your past clients in your sphere, and you stay in touch with them in a good way, and I'll share that with you in a minute in a book I wrote, you won't have to prospect nearly as much after your first 5 or 10 or 15 years if you do a really good job of staying in touch with your sphere and your past clients. So those are the 3 things. Forget all the other dozens of things that you read about, or that your manager is telling you about, or that you see online. Forget everything when it comes to picking up business except for sale by owners, expireds, and your past clients in sphere. Those 3 things. I'm going to share just a few books with you. Gary Keller wrote a book. It's called The One Thing. It's phenomenal. It is not a real estate book, so this is not a Keller Williams recruiting book, because it has nothing to do with real estate. It teaches people how to focus. It became a bestseller the year it came out on Amazon. I think that was 8 or 9 years ago. It's phenomenal. And what it will teach you to do as a realtor is to focus. That's why realtors aren't making it. They're not focusing. You need to focus on prospecting, and you need to focus that on your expired listings mainly, some for sale by owners, and then your sphere. Another great book, Brandon Mulrennan wrote this just last year, Reverse Selling. It's phenomenal, especially for those of you who like cold calling. I did cold call a lot my first 10 years, and it works. I don't do it anymore. I haven't done it my last 15 years. I found a better way, but cold calling still works. Brandon talks a lot about cold calling in this book and a lot of other follow-up techniques. Reverse Selling, Brandon Mulrennan, you can get that on Amazon. And then about 6 years ago, I wrote this book, A Revolution in Real Estate Sales. And this is the alternative to what I used to do, the cold calling. This book focuses on those three things I told you about: for sale by owners, expireds, and your sphere and your past clients. This book, I will actually send this book to you, hard copy, not the ebook. I'll send this to you free if you'll send me an email or a Facebook message or a LinkedIn message. My name's Jim McCord, Jim, M-C-C-O-R-D. Been a realtor since 1993. I've been coaching realtors for the last 5 years. I no longer sell. And this book went on Amazon. And actually the first version, I'll show you that first version, went on Amazon. And this version is that's still the book that's on Amazon. So you can go to Amazon and buy that one for $9.95 if you'd like. But I've updated that, revised it for a new method of marketing, and that's this book. So if you'll send me a message through either Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, or my Gmail, jmccordrealtor@gmail.com, I'll gladly send you this book. Not an ebook, I'll send you the book, the physical book. You'll see this is a lot shorter than most real estate books, a lot shorter. That's a good thing, because you don't need 20 or 30 things to be successful in real estate. You need 3. You need to prospect. You need to go after for sale by owners, mainly expireds, and you need to stay in touch in a great way with your past clients in your sphere. You guys have a great day. Don't leave the industry. Start prospecting, work your expires. And one last thing, for anyone who thinks they don't have expires, please connect with me. Either an email account, Facebook message, or I'll even give you my phone number, 859-866-2354. I will get on Zoom with you, and I'll show you the expired listings from 3, 4, 5 years ago, and I'll show you some really bad photos that realtors take and how you can get those listed. You guys have a great 2022.